Hey, and welcome to another really cool tutorial. So this time we're taking a look at the cinematic effect, right? Lightning effect that you see in all these sci-fi movies nowadays. I saw Wonder Woman like a few days ago, so that inspired me to make this effect, right? Because the end scene, there's a lot of lightning, after she finds out she's a god and stuff. If you haven't seen it, that's a spoiler. So anyway, I'm gonna start with a photo, right? This photo that I have, and what you'll need to do probably is key your character out. So I just rigged this model in Cinema 4D, added this really weird material and displace it to the ground, and I did this. So let's get into it. So I have so here I have a background layer. So I googled dark sky and I got this off the net. So I just dropped this behind my keyed background, keyed character and foreground. Okay, and what I'm gonna quickly do is add a camera lens blur to this, but not much. 5 seems okay, so let's just turn this off for now. I am now going to go to my character and add a glow. Change this from original colors to A and B colors, change them both to white. I'm going to bring the threshold down, increase the radius. Okay, maybe bring the threshold down even a bit more. Okay, I think I'm just going to change the white to a slight blue because we're going to have really blue lightning. Maybe change both of them to the same color. Okay, so now I have this. Now I'm just going to quickly go over what needs to be done with the background, and that's simple. We are just going to duplicate this layer and add a glow to this. So let's just just solder this layer. Bring the threshold down, but not much. I'm just going to increase the radius a little bit more. Okay, and let's see if I change the mode to add, how will it look? Okay, so I'm just going to leave this at normal or at add because makes it look slightly brighter. So I'm just going to hit T to keyframe opacity. I'm going to hit Alt and click the stopwatch to add a wiggle expression. So wiggle, let's see, how much do we want? We want it to happen maybe 6 times in a second, and I want the opacity to go up to 100%. It can go anywhere between 2. So that's how it's going to look. Right, maybe bring it down to like 200, I guess. Or maybe let's not do this, let's do the other way around, the regular layer, right? Let's keyframe its opacity. So let's see, wiggle 6, 100, right? And yeah, that looks a lot like the sky is flashing, right? That's just a thing they tend to do with the background, like make it look cinematic. They'll just add random flashes in the background. So this is just a quick way of doing that. So now let's get on to the lightning, right? Now before I do the lightning, actually let's just duplicate our person, okay, and change this to add, solid with this guy, and we are going to do the exact same thing. Wiggle, let's see, maybe this I want like 10, 100. Okay, so 10 times in a second up to 100. And again, I made the same mistake, so I'm just gonna bring this down, hit T and select this guy and put it here, the wiggle expression. Right, so now that we have this, right, maybe turn off the glow on this one. Normal. And unsolder these. Okay. There. So now I'm gonna start off with the lightning, but for that we need a base, so I'm gonna add an optical flares. There. So you don't need optical flares. If you don't have optical flares, what you can use is actually a white solid. Make a tiny circle mask, right? And add a glow to it. Change the mode to add, and you've basically got what you need for this particular instance, right? So 60, now maybe bring this down to 40. So there's a point of origin for our lightning. It's sort of like a ball. So now let's just create the lightning. I'm gonna call this lightning big because we're gonna have 2 bolts in this. Oh, sorry, we want advanced lightning, right? So let's change it to strike. I'm gonna bring the start right to where his hand is and bring the direction here. So now I don't like the glow in the advanced lightning, so I'm just gonna bring that to 0 and 0. Core settings, let's see, 3, 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 seems good. So let's just start with some animation. Let's keyframe conductivity state, go to the end. Now I don't want to push it too far because I want it to animate quite slowly. So that seems pretty good. And I like that. Zoom in here. Right, I just push this here. Okay. So now that we have our white part of the lightning, well, actually we don't. So I'm just gonna push up the focusing to 100. Maybe push this up slightly. Okay, turbulence up to expert settings. I'm going to leave the complexity at 6. Let's add focus strength, so that's 100. I want to introduce some core drain, maybe some decay too, right? Until you just start seeing some of the lightning, fade away, so it looks slightly more realistic. So now that I have this animated, we can move on to the glow. So I'm just gonna go and add a glow to this. Let's see, let's bring down threshold, make it 0. Let's maybe bring down the radius to let's see, maybe a nice blue. Change it to A and B colors, make both blue. Maybe 1, right? So no, it's fine. I'm just gonna push this up slightly, leave it at original colors, so it's a white. Bring this down to like 10. Right, now I'm gonna duplicate it. Let's just push this up slightly, and now I'm going to duplicate this again, and now I'm really going to push this out, right, and change it to A and B colors. So now we have a nice blue glow all around the lightning. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so now that we have our base lightning, we are going to move on and duplicate this. So now we have lightning big, lightning small. So if you look in my original example, there's actually one lightning here and one here, right? So we are going to go and make the small lightning happen. So I'm just going to drop the direction here, right? I'm going to come down to core settings, maybe we'll make it 1.5. Add some more turbulence. I'm going to increase the decay to just a little bit. Solo this for a quick sec. Maybe increase core drain. Push this out a little bit. Let's see. Okay, maybe push up turbulence even more. Right, so I'm just gonna keyframe direction here. Let's keep it here for a second. Let's go to the end, maybe move it somewhere here. Let's go back to the beginning actually. I don't want it to be too far from my lightning bolt. So over there, I'm just gonna move it somewhere here. Come in here, move it here. Just add some random motion to it, I guess. Okay, now because this lightning is slightly smaller, I will push up the intensity of all of these to 1.1. Now it doesn't make too much of a difference, but it will soon make quite a difference. So I'm just going to select both of these, hit Ctrl+Shift+C to pre-comp it, call this lightning, and let's change the mode to add because we lost the add mode earlier. And now let's add one of the most important parts, that's pixel motion blur. So I'm just going to solo this, really pump up pixel motion blur. So this is what pretty much helps sell the effect that they have in the movies. Like when you force motion blur, it makes it get motion blur, I guess. I mean, so this sort of makes it look more fluid, I guess. So it looks really cool when you do this. This is like the one thing I found really difficult to figure out, how they made it look so fluid. So now I learned, and now I'm teaching you guys. So now I'm gonna add a saber layer, right? This is what you'll see, what surrounds my character, all these stuff. It's not too much, not a very drastic effect. I'm just gonna change my saber to white, maybe. No, I'll just leave it at blue. I'm gonna change the mode to add. Just bring this up to where his hand is. Let's move it here. So now I'm gonna come down to distortion, core distortion. I'm gonna turn off blend on top and distort this like crazy, 200, the maximum. So I'm just gonna change this to energy maybe. So it looks much better according to me. I'm going to bring the complexity up to 6 so you can see the details, right? Over there, maybe push it up a little bit more, bring noise speed up to 2, motion blur 0.7, so it's slightly like that. Okay, I'm going to bring core size down to 0. I'm sorry for what's happening in the background. Yeah, there's some noise. So anyway, now that we have core size at 0, I'm going to keep alt clicked and click on core size and add a wiggle expression. So I want it to wiggle, let's see how many times. Like I want this to happen quite fast, so like 15 times, and I want core size to go up by a maximum of 2, up or down by a maximum of 2, right? So here we'll see, so sort of looks pretty cool, right? Okay, so now that I have that, I've got to add a glow to this. So I'm going to solo this, bring down threshold, but not too much, and I'm just going to, okay, maybe I made a mistake earlier. Forgot to tell you guys that we want to distort the glow too, right? So let's just turn off this first. I want to distort the glow here, maybe push up the glow intensity on the saber layer. Okay, so I'm just gonna come back to this glow and push up the radius, and what I want to do is actually make it white, right? So maybe bring down the radius just like that much. Okay. Okay, now maybe increase. Yeah, now I'm just gonna duplicate the glow, hit reset, change these colors to nice blues, and bring down the threshold a little bit, not too much. I want to just bump up the glow. Right, that looks nice. Now actually what I want to do for the core size is, for the wiggle I'm gonna do the same 15 but by 1 instead of 2, because I don't want it to be that big. Right, so if I got that, and that looks pretty cool, right? So now if I just duplicate the saber layer, I'm just gonna solo this and random seed, right? Just look for a frame where you can see, nice, somewhere there, right? So maybe turn off the core size animation for now. Okay, so that's what we've got here. What I want to do is delete the glows that we got on there. Okay, and let's just bring down our distortion amount and bring down the bias amount, right? And what I want to do is also maybe bring down the scale and change it from energy to fluid, maybe, or smoke. Let's see, smoke looks nice. I like the look of smoke here. Maybe bring it scale up. Okay, that looks about what I'd like. And now let's add a vector blur to this. Now I don't want to push it too far up, just enough, just about there. And now I'm gonna add a glow to this. Let's see, bring down the threshold, change this to white and white again like we did last time. Bring down the threshold, sort of make it look like that basically. And I'm going to go up, make this 0, right? And core size, wiggle 12, maybe 0.6, right? So 0.6. This is pretty much what it's gonna look like. Yeah, I think you guys get the basic idea, and this will help sell the effect, right? Maybe the first one I will keep it at 0.5 so we see that a bit more. Maybe I'm gonna solo this and increase the scale size. Okay, that's the glow scale size. I want to increase the core scale size, right? Okay, so when I play this, it's going to look quite cool, isn't it? Wiggle, let's just reset the wiggle for this, like 15, come on, 1. I'm not sure if that's what I did last time. Because this looks a lot cooler. So you'll see these tiny parts where it's really blown out, right? It's yeah, like frames like this frame. So just go to these frames and sort of see what you can do to like not make it so bright, right? So I see that my mistake's been this white glow layer, because it really makes it just blows out everything, so I don't want that. But okay, so now for the final part of this tutorial, I'm just gonna add an adjustment layer. Now I usually like to add a solid and drop the adjustment layer, because I don't like the adjustment layer shortcut, it's quite long. So now I'm just gonna add a glow and bring down the threshold a lot and increase the radius a lot. I'm just gonna turn on the camera lens blurs for the backgrounds. Okay, so now that I have this, all I'm gonna do is keyframe threshold. Let's see, wiggle 6,100. Okay, and now keyframe radius, wiggle, let's see, 4,200, right? And intensity, which should be wiggle 8,1. Okay, so 8 times in 1 second, right? So it's going to be quite a lot of, maybe just drop this down to 0. Actually start from 0, and then if you see, now we are really getting a nice effect. So if you guys mess around with this effect a little bit more, you know, and get some nice colors in, maybe mess around with the saber a little bit more too, you will get an effect that looks like this. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I've just taught you the basics of how to make some really cool cinematic effects or stuff, and I hope this helped you. So if you liked it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you didn't like it, go ahead, tell me why, and if you want to request an effect, down there is where you do it. So thank you for watching.